So it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the new Minister of Environment and Local Government. You've been in power less than 2 months, about. Is ready to tackle a lot of the issues that we've put on the, we've been discussing today. Danny Soucy a consacré une grande partie de sa vie adulte à travailler avec les personnes handicapées, à défendre leurs droits. Il est au service de l'Association du Nouveau-Brunswick pour l'intégration communautaire, de l'Association canadienne pour l'intégration communautaire depuis 1988. Il a aussi siégé à titre de représentant communautaire au conseil d'administration de l'Association des orthophonistes et des audiologistes du Nouveau-Brunswick. In 2002, he co-organized and was part of a seven-member team that hosted a seminar on inclusive education in Mali for delegations from 7 African nations. He is active in many community groups, including Beavers and Toys for Joy. Mr. Soucy was elected to represent Grand Falls, Drummond, Saint-André in the 2010 elections, a progressive member of the 57th legislature. Mr. Soucy was appointed Minister of Post-Secondary Education, Training and Labor in October 2012, and of Environment and Local Government in September 2013. Mr. Soucy and his wife, Jacinthe Belzile, are the parents of 4 children, the youngest of whom has Down syndrome. Mr. Minister, yes.
Bonjour tout le monde. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today, and I thank you for the invitation to come and talk to you. As Minister of Environment and Local Government, I'm very pleased that the Urban and Community Studies Institute has dedicated a full day to this important topic. Je suis très heureux que l'Institut des études urbaines et communautaires consacre une journée complète à ce sujet important. Au cours des 6 semaines dernières, j'ai eu la chance de discuter avec divers intervenants la réforme du système de gouvernance locale au Nouveau-Brunswick et ce que nous pouvons faire pour le futur. Tout à l'heure, on m'a présenté, puis on a parlé d'un peu de mon passé. Une des choses que j'ai mentionnées dans un des discours la semaine dernière, c'est que j'ai pas eu grande expérience du point de vue de municipalité. Mais j'ai pas siégé sur une municipalité, j'ai pas été maire d'une municipalité. Mais j'ai été un défenseur de droits pour les personnes qui ont un handicap et leurs familles pour toute ma carrière. Et puis, j'ai travaillé très fort à écouter les gens et ensuite défendre leurs dossiers. Donc, la chose que j'espère pouvoir apporter au ministère, c'est la même chose pour les municipalités et les régions dans la province du Nouveau-Brunswick. C'est vraiment d'écouter ce que les gens ont besoin, comment ça fonctionne pas, puis ensuite défendre, aller chercher les meilleures facilités, les meilleures choses pour pouvoir améliorer la qualité de vie pour les gens dans les communautés. Le rapport Byrne a la réputation d'être un document audacieux et visionnaire que d'autres administrations du pays ont pris comme modèle. The Byrne report is widely considered to be a bold and visionary document that was a model for other jurisdictions. En fait, il est devenu la pierre angulaire du programme Chance égale pour tous, qui a été lancé par la suite. Après toutes ces années, il a également influencé notre plan de réforme de gouvernance locale. Lorsque le gouvernement a rendu public son plan en 2011, il savait qu'il le lançait dans une entreprise de grande envergure. Mais nous étions convaincus que le temps était venu de réformer en profondeur le système de gouvernance locale au Nouveau-Brunswick. Nous savions qu'il nous fallait un plan fondé sur les principes de péréquation pour aider la communauté à devenir viable. Près de 2 ans plus tard, nous en sommes aux dernières étapes de l'implantation de cette réforme. Il a fallu beaucoup de gens et de travail énorme pour faire avancer ces dossiers. So today, I'd like to give you an overall update on the progress we've made on the action plan for the New Brunswick local governance system here in New Brunswick. This plan was launched in 2011 and is centered around 5 main objectives. Objective 1 is to strengthen capacity of local government while maintaining their community identity. Renforçant la capacité des administrations locales et maintenir les identités communautaires. Our province was built on the diverse communities, and we recognize the importance of retaining their identity. No one wants to lose who they are and where they come from. And so, as a province, we believe strongly in making sure that we keep people's identity. And what we've heard is that people realize that they need to work together for long-term sustainability. To date, around 18 areas are now actively engaged and looking at options for restructuring. They recognize the need for change and are working together to complete feasibility studies. These feasibility studies describe how communities can join together to increase their capacity and to become more sustainable. Last week, Kokang voted in favor of becoming a rural community, while on the other side, 5 local service districts in the Sussex area decided it wasn't the right time for them. We have 2 more votes coming up in early December, and we'll look forward to seeing the results. It's important to note that these restructuring projects are all locally driven. However, my department is pleased to provide whatever supports that they can give to them and to get any information that they need to do their work. Objective 2 is fair and effective property taxation and assessment for the long term. We introduced the Poverty Tax Reform Act in 2012, which is designed to reduce the tax on the most heavily taxed properties, ensure the cost of police services are fairly distributed, and return the assessment system to the market value. This allows the tax burden among homes to be distributed more equitably. This is a significant change to the system because now it's more transparent, plus people now know better where their monies are going. We're also giving people more flexibility in paying their property taxes. For the first time, people can now pay their tax bill over 12 months rather than having to pay it in a lump sum. And if you're like me and other people in this province, that is a good thing because that tax bill when it came in was a little hard to swallow. It's still going to be the same tax bill, but at least you can put the money in a little bit at a time. Once again, the process is ongoing, but we're on the right track and we're making good progress. Objective number 3, increase collaboration, communication, and planning between communities. As you know, our 12 regional service commissions were put in place this year, and this was following an extensive consultation process. The main purpose for setting up these commissions was to strengthen cooperation amongst communities, provide cost-effective quality services, and improve accountability and transparency. These objectives are at the heart of what the regional service commissions are all about. These commissions have been in place for less than a year now. Although not perfect yet, and probably never will be, I am encouraged by what I've heard and what I've seen so far. And as I mentioned earlier in another discussion, we hear a lot of negative sometimes on certain subjects, but there also is a lot of positive, where we're now seeing that communities are coming together and starting to discuss their region and the services in their regions. We're now seeing that the communities have voted budgets, where they've all agreed on the budget and they're now working together to move forward. We're hearing that they're starting to talk about subject matters that weren't part of the original deal, and now they're starting to talk about it. So things are moving forward also. les membres de la commission ont commencé à discuter des possibilités de collaboration, à chercher des moyens de réaliser des économies et d'améliorer l'efficacité des services, et à prendre des mesures diverses pour assurer la transparence et l'accès du public à l'information. De plus, les membres des conseils d'administration et les directeurs généraux des commissions se familiarisent de plus en plus avec leurs fonctions et les services que les commissions pourraient offrir éventuellement aux collectivités qui en sont leurs membres. It's clear that the RSC structure is setting the stage for better accountability and increased collaboration. Objective 4, more equitable community funding arrangements. We all realize that the previous unconditional grant program was outdated and needed to be updated. That's why we put together a new community funding and equalization grant. This has increased fairness and transparency to how the grant is distributed by basing it on the principle of equalization. However, like the other objectives that I've just highlighted in the action plan, the work is not done. It's going to be changing as we go. We heard clearly from our stakeholders, we need the review of the broader provincial municipal fiscal arrangements that have been in place for more than 40 years now. Both the province and the municipal associations have recently drafted a term of reference and have started the review of the current fiscal arrangements. The goal of the review is to identify potential services and responsibilities that would best be provided by the municipal sector. All these responsibilities would be offset by the transfer of property tax room. This review will be conducted under the principles of cost neutrality, accountability, and increased transparency while respecting the principle of equal opportunity. As you can imagine, this initiative is not a small undertaking, and the review is expected to take more than a year to accomplish. As you know, most things that are good take more time, and so we want to make sure that we do the job well, do the job right, so we'll take the time to do it with our partners. Last but not least, we have Objective 5, modernize legislation that support the local and regional decision-making. Ce dernier objectif du plan d'action porte sur l'actualisation de la loi. The Municipality Act and the Community Planning Act have been in effect since the early 1970s. There have been small changes over the years, but not a comprehensive revision. We want legislation to be consistent, clear, streamlined, and more enabling. Au cours des derniers mois, nous avons sollicité les avis des intervenants au sujet d'un cadre pour l'élaboration d'une nouvelle loi sur l'urbanisme, de même que d'une nouvelle loi sur la gouvernance locale. This has included the 4 municipal associations, the New Brunswick Planners Association, local service districts, the legal communities, regional service commissions, and the New Brunswick Surveyors Association. These groups are the primary users of the Act, and we wanted their input to help us build a new framework. This consultation process has been extensive. Our staff members have given over 44 presentations during January and September of this year. The consultations have been completed, and now we've received final submissions from our stakeholders, and we're now working on drafting a framework. We've examined a number of categories, and this work will continue into the new year. We've also heard clearly from our stakeholders on this issue. They want broad power and more flexible legislation. This will allow municipalities to better deal with new and changing issues and better deliver services to their communities. Several stakeholders worked with us on these issues and have given us great feedback and insight on the way forward. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the many people who have been participating and have been sitting down with our staff to make sure that we have the information and that we are going the right way. As I mentioned earlier, we've made a lot of excellent progress on the action plan, and it's in line with the timeline that we've put in place. But there's more work to be done. We need to continue supporting the regional service commissions and to help them involved. There is also a lot of work needed around the provincial municipal fiscal review. We all recognize that we have to work collaboratively the days and weeks ahead with our partners, and I look forward to the challenges that we have ahead and the work that we will be doing together. Congratulations again to the Urban and Community Studies Institute on organizing this conference, and I wish you the best as you continue during this day and during your analysis and your research. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you very much.
The Minister has been very kind in offering a few more minutes if you'd like to ask questions. I ask that you skip the preamble, go to the question, and identify yourself at the mic.
With the forming of the new regional service commissions, Zone 12, what I sit on the board of, we are doing a great job, thanks to the two gentlemen that's sitting with me at the back there. They have a phenomenal insight to what is required for the future development of our zone. Is it not possible to look into the, giving them the duties which is now being taken over by, or which are being done by our COA? They know the needs of the rural areas and everything. It would come under the Planning Commission within the Regional Service Commission. Is it not possible to start looking at handing over the powers to award the grants or the low-interest loans to businesses that wish to expand and create jobs and so on in the certain areas?
Okay, I don't know who the two people that are sitting with you are.
It's our CEO from Zone 12 and our president from Zone 12.
Okay. I think we need to be looking at the way we do business, like, and this is part of the new commission will be bringing in new questions. And we need to be looking at how we've done business in the past, how we need to do business in the future, so that it makes it more easy. It makes it easier for communities to access funding, to access change, the things that will help them change in their communities. So if and we can, that's something that we can be discussing also. If it's funding that goes directly to different groups, it's something that can be discussed as we move forward in the changes that we're coming with.
Did someone have another question? Okay, I have another one coming.
I'm Gail Wiley, just a member of the public in Fredericton. We heard about this on the morning radio. I'm just wondering how the two hats that you wear relate. Are we interested in shifting to municipalities some vetoes over starting projects that have an impact on the environment? Because the environment is one of those things that doesn't sit around a town or sit around a local district. It's sort of, we all share it. And so if there were one municipality that were to have a business with environmental impact, dust blowing, tailings ponds, whatever, and others around that were nervous about it, would you consider some kind of vetoing for a larger than a small single unit?
I think that we need to look at how municipalities and government will be working together to achieve the goal that we all want to achieve, is having a better New Brunswick for all. So the power of the different departments, again, the regional service commissions will take a bigger role as its life evolves, but that again is with municipalities, with local service districts coming together and discussing on how they want to see it happening in their regions, and discussing with government and seeing how we can work together as a team to ensure that the best decisions are made for New Brunswickers. I can't say that today, this will go in that direction, or that's why the consultation is happening. That's why we're also looking at the Municipality Act, the Planning Act, so that we look at what's best for New Brunswickers, and if that means that we municipalities have more say in areas, then that's what we're going to be doing. But that's where the discussion together and the working together on the changes, well, that's where we're going to go get that information.
Have you been hearing the environmental issues? Because I didn't hear them here today. Is that starting to happen at these discussions?
Yes. The municipalities, each municipality have been talking about their environmental issues with our department for years. And it's, as we proceed in the consultation, in the discussion, there are different subjects that come out all the time. And so we're trying to put those on the table and see how best it would fit, and what we need to change to make sure that municipalities, local areas have a say in their future, but also it's done in a responsible way that everybody in the province gets the best.
Unless there was a burning question, I want to thank heartily the minister. We do have. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Merci.